right, well, it wouldn't be New Jersey HorrorCon if the Hollow9ine Network did not get to sit down with our buddy, one of the most amazing talents here. He has the ability to talk to everybody.
Wow.
He's also behind some of the creative arts we've seen before, especially a little something called Theater of Terror that Hollow9ine is proud to have thrown in for the second one, so we cannot wait for that to happen. Todd, man, welcome to 2021. We made it.
Yeah, man, we did. We made it through so far on the other side, so...
It's been a crazy year, man.
Yeah.
I'm sure you got a lot of stuff going on. Bonds of friendship, we talked about it last time.
Yep.
I know a lot has happened with it since, so why don't you catch us up there and then tell us about what's going on right now, man.
All right, man, first of all, it is good to see you.
Yes.
It is great to finally be back at New Jersey HorrorCon after like 2 years. And I've seen so many friends already, talked to so many people. It's just great to be out,
Yeah,
you know, and
yeah.
Everybody seems to be having a blast here, so it's really cool.
We got that family atmosphere has come back,
For
which
sure.
is something that I was a little worried about. Obviously, we took our masks off for this video, but everybody here is wearing masks.
Yeah, for sure. Yep.
And people in the celeb room wearing masks, which is good because, you know, I get we all got to get through this hard time together. I don't want to harp on it, but
Yep.
the hope is for me seeing stuff like this,
Yep.
getting back to coming to events like this. I saw it. Did you go to Pennsylvania?
I did not.
Like,
I wasn't
Pennsylvania
able to be
was
there.
like, you know, the first we could tell the expansion, and we had a little bit of that feeling there, but it felt like coming home to Showboat, man. So I saw you in the celeb room earlier. We made some rounds. There's a whole lot of people with Hollow9ine sanitized hands these days. That's the 2021 theme for us.
Right.
But you talked to some cool people, man. Tell me a little bit about what the con's been like for you.
The con has been great. You know, as you mentioned before, I've been doing press here since the very first New Jersey HorrorCon.
Yeah, I think that's where we ran into each other the first time, right? Yeah.
And I'm grateful to Ryan Scott Weber for that.
Congratulations to
Thank you.
Daddy Ryan Scott Weber, and congratulations to you, man, on all kinds of awards, right? You won something for Bonds of Friendship.
Yeah, we won Best New Jersey Film at Grove Film Festival, which was fun. So yeah, you know, the Bonds of Friendship has been doing great. It was my first short film that I wrote and directed and acted in, which I will never ever do again. I now have
One Mel Gibson time is enough.
Oh,
I guess.
dude, I have such respect for people who direct and star in their own films, because that's hard.
Yeah.
To get behind the camera, set everything up, and then flip around and be in character now, that was hard.
And to let go of the director's side, so you're trusting your AD and your second director. You know, I mean, my God, man. What did you like about it, though? I mean, obviously, you're proud of the piece. And
very,
congratulations on all the success it's having.
Thank you.
There had to be some fun stuff, though, because you don't want to get out of the business completely.
No, the whole thing was fun, and it was for me the best thing about it was the learning aspect of it. So just learning how to write and direct and everything. You know, I watch the film now for the 9,000th time, and I see every little flaw and every little thing I wish I had done differently. But that's how you learn.
Yeah.
You know, you make mistakes, and hopefully you learn and you grow.
And there's that old adage of projects you never finish, they're just abandoned.
Right?
Yeah,
right, yeah.
So you abandon it at a good spot, maybe the next one will go a little further. I mean, there must be a next one. I mean, maybe on the writing and directing side, or the acting.
Well, there is. On the writing and directing side, I am editing now a short film called Nana.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Which we shot over the summer. It stars a veteran actress, Celeste Fasson, and a brand new face to indie filmmaking, Zach Devaney. He did a bunch of high school theater, but it was his first film role.
Nice.
And it went really well. It's a short based on an actual experience that happened between me and my grandmother.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So it's something that a thing that happened that I've been thinking about for around 30 years.
Yeah.
And then finally wrote a story about it and put it on film. So now I'm editing, and I have learned I do not like editing.
That's a good thing for people like me, then we'll still have jobs out there.
Exactly.
Come to those guys who love to just spend hours moving one frame. All right, this transition was 10 seconds too long. But you know what? It's good to know how to do it all, right?
I agree. And again, I have a newfound appreciation for editors. And I always did, though, because it's the editor who has to take the hours and hours and hours of footage that the director shot and somehow make a story out of it.
Yeah, there's a whole side to the filmmaking that some people even say the directors only get the first easy part of the job, right?
Right.
And I also gotta say, one of the things for me that I hear that's always interesting about this is that, so I met you at HorrorCon, obviously you go to other conventions as well, we kind of dabble in different genres, but a lot of your stuff seems to be very sort of personal, very family oriented, a lot of family dynamic stuff. Is that kind of where you see yourself as a mainstay, or do you kind of have an itch to get into the horror world and some of the more gore-festy kind of things that are being celebrated around us at this convention? You know?
That is a really good question. I'm glad you asked it. So, for any writer, whether it's prose or film, they say write what you know.
Yeah.
So I found that I enjoy writing, and I said, well, I have to have some kind of a connection, I think, in order for it to work and to tell a story. And that's why I did it. But I do have a lot of ideas for horror scripts, you know? So these couple of personal films, I think, helped me hone my writing skills a little bit, you know? But yeah, horror will always be my first love. So I do have some ideas, and I'm still working with Tom Ryan on Return to the Theater of Terror.
Cannot wait.
And I wrote one of the segments for that.
Nice.
So,
nice.
I'm not straying from horror anytime soon.
Yeah, man. It's and that's the other thing that's great about the convention and all the people we meet here, especially their first time. They're like, I didn't expect everybody to be so nice, you know?
Right? We get that a lot.
The family atmosphere. Probably the only ones who might be able to compete maybe would be SopranoCon for obvious reasons, right?
Yeah.
Different kind of family, though, right? Always different kind of family. So has there been anything as far as projects you're seeing here, up-and-coming folks that you're seeing here, anything catching your eye from the folks who are vending, or tell me a little bit about what you've seen?
Well, for me, it's always the fact that the people from Terrifier have the longest lines, right? So Damien and David,
home.
They're such nice guys.
Yeah.
So I'm very happy for their success, you know? So seeing that, obviously Terrifier 2 is kind of the buzz.
Yeah.
You know? So just other than that, I mean, there are some amazing vendors here this time. And there's a lot of people I don't think I've seen before, which I think is cool. I'm not going to lie, like a lot of times you go to conventions and it's like, oh, good, it's the same people I saw last month at the convention.
Right,
you know?
right.
But there's a lot of new stuff here, a lot of really cool stuff.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, man, I'm glad to see the vendor room have a lot lot of traffic.
Oh, yeah.
Because a lot of times everybody runs to the celebrity room to get autographs, and the vendors kind of lose out. But not here. I see a lot of people here shopping.
We've had, and I gotta say, to their credit, whenever they try to reconfigure this, they're always tweaking, but it always seems to work. You know what I mean? We always get Saturday, a big day Saturday. Everybody sees a lot. Everybody meets a lot of people. You're walking around, I'm blasting music. You know what I mean?
Right.
It felt good to get back to that. And
for sure.
Yeah, man. Really looking forward to Scarioke tonight. Always good to see Keith Coogan back in New Jersey, man. It feels like that's stuff like that. We may not see a lot of the same faces, but we do see a lot of the same sponsor faces.
Sure.
Deadly Grounds are keeping me alive. They're my cups right there. I'm gonna pull these away. We'll edit those out of the footage.
That's how I survive conventions. Is Deadly Grounds. Deadly Grounds, best coffee ever.
It's
folks.
Amazing. They're the zombie one they have over there. The butter rum flavor, so sick, so good, sick in a good way. Go check it out, folks. If you can order it online. I'm being very sponsor friendly this time. We had a good entrance and it got moved, so I'm like, that's it. The sponsors are getting coverage. Anything you're looking forward to about November? Because we got another one of these coming up real soon. Is there anything new you're going to have for November? Are we going to see possibly Nana or?
Well, I don't know yet. I'm trying to figure out when to premiere Nana. First, I need to finish it.
Well, that's it. I don't want to put any pressure, man. You got enough of that going on.
And it's by far, it's definitely not a horror film at all. I don't really know what genre to put it in. It's kind of a family film. No, it's not a family film. It's not.
There's a family in it.
Yes, family in the sense that it's a relationship between a young man and his grandmother, and something that happened, an incident that happened between them. and he doesn't know how to handle what happened. You know,
Wow.
it was something that was not pleasant.
Yeah.
And how does he find closure and how to kind of reconcile what had happened?
Nice.
So we're trying to figure out, you know, what to do with it. You know? But for November, again, look, man, I'm just a fan at heart. The fact that I get to do this stuff, like come hang out with you,
dude,
and do celebrity interviews and stuff, I don't want to make it too hyperbolic.
Right.
But
right.
but it's a miracle,
Yeah.
dude. My life is not where I thought it would be, but I get to do some really cool stuff.
Exactly, man. Welcome to that club, dude. It's a cool club to be in when you got friends like you, man.
Oh, thanks. I feel the same,
always
man.
Good to see you.
You've
here,
always
man.
been a great supporter of my work, the film work and stuff.
Yeah, dude. Well, I'll tell
you're
you, man.
always at our premieres and our events
that
and
is
stuff.
still to this day. I tell people, man, I cannot wait for the return because the premiere of Theater of Terror was one of the best nights.
That was
ever.
fun, wasn't it?
Where you guys rented out the theater, where you shot it, and the red carpet, and just everybody, and that same family atmosphere we have here. And that's why I was so happy that meeting you and Tom at like the early conventions.
Yeah.
Like we've been doing this for a
long time now, right?
And it always feels like we're not ready to stop. And
Right?
it doesn't feel like we're doing the same thing. It's like we're all constantly going to these new places. So, dude, I'm happy to be on the journey with you, bro.
Thanks, man.
So we got to make sure this con keeps growing and people keep showing up to it, man.
You invoked his name, so as much as it makes me physically ill to give Tom Ryan credit for anything.
I invoked his name.
I really have to. I enjoy working with Tom because I feel we really do good work. He really does good work. And he really did an amazing job with that premiere.
Yeah.
And again, just like with us, it's all about building relationships, right? He built a relationship with the Lowe's Theater in Jersey City, and that's how we get to shoot there and have our premieres there. So that's what you mentioned a few minutes ago. The people say, oh, you people are so nice. I'm like, what were you expecting? That we were going to sacrifice some babies here? Like,
it goes cut and that stops.
Right. We are nice people.
And it's funny, too, because that's when you have a nice person talking about, so we had to design intestines that someone would eat. So condoms filled with peanut butter was sort of the closest you could get. And you're like, you're a really nice guy, man. Like, how did you take your mind to that place to do that? And it gives you like there's got to be a certain level of all of these things where you just have to say, someone's gonna not like this. Someone's gonna look at it and be like, what the hell's wrong with you? But you're obviously not making it for them. Right. So the people, in order for the people who would like it to find it, you still have to make it.
Right.
So there's those kinds of things that we could think our way through the fear that probably holds a lot of us back. And I think the horror community is usually the most supportive of you trying.
Absolutely.
So even if you don't hit the mark you wanted to hit, you could still create a whole bevy of fans who think your thing was awesome.
Sure.
And so when I heard you say you watch your movie and you see all the flaws, we're all our own worst critics.
Of course
I'm going to hear every moment in this where I should have rode the levels a little bit more, or I'm really wishing I would have set it up a little bit differently. But man, the journey doesn't stop, and the HorrorCon keeps growing. So we're going to keep doing cool stuff. So man, it's always a pleasure to run into you.
Likewise,
always
man.
a pleasure to talk to you. We'll always be looking forward to hearing more from each other, I think. So let's Joker Batman dance around that forever, all right?
You got it, man. Thanks so much for giving me some time.
Absolutely.
I appreciate it.
Always, dude. You always have a spot at the Hollow9ine, man, for sure.
Thanks a lot, brother.
And I'll be at that next premiere, and I'll probably be throwing cash into all the productions from now on, dude.
Fantastic.
It's like you got a supporter from the wings, man. We'll make this thing keep growing.
Thank you.
All right, dude.
All right.
Awesome.
All right. Good to see you, man.
Yeah, man. You too, dude.
All right.